How are we, folks? It's Dave from Talking Wolves. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back for Premier League football and we're back for another match preview as Wolves are on the road again as they take on Southampton. As always, we're going to be looking at both teams, the team news. We've got a little bit of a preview from a fan page of the opposition as well. And, of course, we're going to be looking back at that bit of a meh result, wasn't it, last weekend. Before we kick off though, make sure you hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit that little notification bell so you're notified whenever we upload. As always, the support recently has been fantastic. You can also check out the new Talking Wolves website. We've got all of our Talking Wolves branded stickers as well as our Raul Jimenez, Connor Cody, Steve Ball ones on there. We've got a really nice new t-shirt that we've released as well, the 1877 t-shirt. Pretty cool if you want to check that one out as well. But as always, we look back to the previous game and Wolves unfortunately losing out after extra time to Watford. And is anyone over it yet? It still hurts. I've not been able to watch the goals back, even Jimenez's goal. Whenever it comes up on Twitter or Facebook, I just scroll past. I can't watch it. It gives me bad memories, man. But a really, really fun day out. I mean, a lot of you may have seen the review anyway. And it's just unfortunate that we missed out almost at the final hurdle as such. But it's key now for Wolves to try and finish the season as high as we can. You look at our fixtures now. We've got some favourable fixtures left. We play Fulham, who are already down. Of course, Southampton, no disrespect, they're one of the teams lower down as well. We've got Brighton at home. But then, of course, you've got the contrast of Arsenal and Liverpool home and away as well. So it'll be interesting to see how we finish. But it is key that Wolves finish this season on a high. So we'll start off with some key stats for the game against Southampton. All of these stats are brought from our channel partners over at OneFootball. A link to those are in the top of the description as well. You can click that link, download it. Free to download on Android and iOS. You get all the live scores for your favourite football teams, favourite football leagues, all the live transfer news, football news, everything catered to your needs. So click that link in the button below. But as I say, all the facts coming from them. Just the second time Southampton are going to host Wolves in a Premier League match. The only other meeting came back in September 2003. Southampton won 2-0 back then, thanks to a James Beattie brace. After 17 matches without a victory, Wolves have beaten Southampton in each of their last 4 meetings in all competitions, keeping clean sheets in the most recent 3. Only Aston Villa and West Ham have lost more Premier League games against newly promoted sides than Southampton, and they've lost 5 of their last 6 such matches. So Southampton only losing 5 of the last 6 against newly promoted teams sort of bodes well, that one, doesn't it? But Wolves haven't kept a clean sheet in any of their last 12 Premier League away games and are without a win in their last 4 on the road, drawing 2 and losing 2. And Raul Jimenez has been directly involved in 19 Premier League goals for Wolves this season, being directly involved in 48% of the Wolves' 40 Premier League goals. Only Eden Hazard has been involved in a higher share of teams' goals this season. The last non-British/Irish player to score 20 plus goal, 20 plus goal involvements for a promoted side was Peter Odemwingie for West Brom. So Jimenez could get that. He should get that really with another assist or another goal throughout the majority of the season. So stats out of the way. Southampton away. Interesting. I think it's quite a difficult task to come into after the defeat against Watford. Nuno's got a lot to think about. Of course, are any places in the team going to be at stake after that performance on Sunday? I don't think so. I think everyone did sort of what they needed to do. There wasn't any overall bad performances as such. I think obviously the only key change would be bringing Patricio in for John Ruddy. I think that's going to be the obvious one. But in terms of the rest of the team, I believe it's going to stay the same unless there are any little knocks or fatigue after that long game on Sunday. But obviously Wolves have got to think about this as well. He's taking them to Marbella again straight after the game at Southampton. I know a few people have muttered about that because they're thinking, our form hasn't been particularly brilliant after that. I mean, when we did it this time last year, we ended up winning the league quite comfortably. And And when we've done it, when we did it earlier in the season, we didn't win straight away, but we got a couple of draws on the bounce. It did take us a while to get back into the swing of things. So it's interesting that they've done that, and for twice this season, this midsummer break, they obviously do enjoy it. They obviously think it works to some degree as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes at such a, you could say, pivotal point in the season. You know, we've got the cup competitions out of the way, really got to knuckle down and focus on the league now. And I think, of course, with this little hike maybe in season ticket prices, are they hoping and expecting some more continental football next season? Who knows? So I think there is a bit of pressure now all of a sudden on Wolves and Nuno to do that. And I think we've all sort of got in the back of our mind what would happen if we get into Europe next year. And almost, I think a lot of us would be very disappointed if we're not able to do that. But you've got to look at it now. Watford are on hot form. They've got that FA Cup performance. Are their heads going to be turned by that? Who knows? Leicester as well have been under phenomenal form under Brendan Rodgers, with Jamie Vardy starting scoring now, Yuri Tillemans in that squad. They're a really, really decent team. So Wolves have definitely got some competition for that 7th place. So they're going to have to win games, and they're going to have to beat teams like Southampton, who recently under their new manager, or you could say new manager, I suppose. He's coming this season, Ralph Hasenhüttl. They're starting to pick up points. They've beaten Brighton, they've beaten Spurs recently as well. They're more or less, if they win on tomorrow, they're more or less safe from relegation. But Cardiff are, not breathing down the neck, but Cardiff are behind them, and you never know with Neil Warnock teams what can happen. So Southampton aren't going to take this game for granted. They've got to win. Last week when they played up against Liverpool, they played sort of a similar lineup to how Wolves played, really, with a 5 at the back. What concerns me about this is set pieces as well. I don't really know how Southampton do the set pieces, but I'm never 100% comfortable with Wolves defending set pieces. You got the big guy there, Jan Vestergaard, who is a huge unit of a player who can obviously pop up with a goal. But they've got players that are in form. James Ward-Prowse, Nathan Redmond always seems to be a good player. They've also got Danny Ings coming back. He was ineligible against Liverpool last time out. I don't think he scored, though. He's their top goal scorer this season, Danny Ings. But I don't think he scored a league goal since like December or something like that. So, you know, there's the swings and roundabouts. But definitely Southampton are on good form. They're doing well, and they're not going to be any pushovers. But one person that should know a little bit about Southampton are our friends over at the Ugly Inside. They're a Southampton fan page. Links to them in the description, but they sent us a little clip of what to expect on Saturday.
Saints season in a nutshell has been a bit of an emotional rollercoaster to the depths of despair whilst watching Mark Hughes' team every single week, almost hating and dreading going to the football every week. But since Ralph Hasenhüttl's arrival has been nothing short of a revolution. You know, we've got the feel-good factor back, and you know, we're going toe-to-toe with the top teams, not afraid to take anybody on, and most importantly for us watching football, it's an attractive, direct brand of football. You know, it's been such a turnaround since his arrival. If you calculate the points that he's accumulated so far over the course of a season, would comfortably be pushing for top half and Europa League, so that gives us so much positivity and confidence moving forward. I think as for Saturday as well, we want to be ensuring that our safety is almost all but secured with a win on Saturday, and I think we go to the game with confidence. You know, like I said, we went toe-to-toe Liverpool last Friday, and you know, with recent results and wins against Tottenham and Brighton, it gives us reasons for positivity. You know, we also want to look at your vulnerabilities as well. Obviously, going into extra time in the FA Cup semi-final, we want to, you know, kick the Wolves whilst they're wounded, if you like, and I'm sure it took out your players. I'm sure it took a lot out your players physically and mentally. And you know, we've also had the extra day to plan and prepare for this game, so that perhaps that gives us the upper hand. I think on the pitch as well, we'll be boosted by the return of Danny Ings, who missed out the game against Liverpool, ineligible, but he'll be spearheading the attack once again on Saturday, and he'll be raring to go fit and fresh. Although I do think Nuno, he's got your team organised, you know, tough to beat sometimes, but almost a bit vulnerable on the road against the teams that are fighting for their lives. We're still one of them. 3 points on Saturday would be certainly a huge welcome. I think we've got enough to win it, and I think we're feeling confident enough to win, but I do think both teams will score 2-1 to the Saints.
So again, big thanks to the Ugly Inside for that. As I say, link to their channel is in the description down below. But in terms of Wolves, I mean, starting lineup, I think I would go for the same 11 as Sunday, but just reintroduce Rui Patricio. I think the front two of Jota and Jimenez is working perfectly at the moment, isn't it? Diogo Jota, Fantastic player. I'm not really going to touch too much on the semi-final, but I think he was a big miss, obviously, when he wasn't there in the extra time. Neves, Moutinho and Dendoncker, it's sort of picking itself now, that midfield. Obviously, the likes of Morgan Gibbs-White, it's been quite surprising that he hasn't been able to get a look in recently, isn't it? I think that that midfield three almost was suited for him a little bit more, but those three are picking itself. I think Sace again over Bennett, although obviously Bennett came on late against Watford, so it depends on that front as well. In terms of score predictions, well, let's see your score predictions from Twitter and Facebook. So, Shiv's gone for a 2-2 draw. Ethan has gone for a 2-0 Wolves. Ryan says he can't see us breaking them down. He thinks Southampton will get a 2-0 win. Sharma has gone 5-0 Wolves, if only. I am hoping I'm wrong, but the lower team seem to be Wolves' Achilles heel. 2-1 Southampton, says Paul. 2-0 Wolves. Routine, says Yonder Wolf. Over on Facebook, Marty says 2-1 Southampton. Chris says 2-0 Southampton. Early goal, and they'll put 10 men behind the ball looking to frustrate us. Similar to the Burnley game, the players will still be on a downer. I expect us to bounce back against Brighton at home. Mark thinks it'll be 3-1 Wolves. Harry says 2-0 Wolves. Paul says 2-1 Wolves. Stephen thinks 1-1. And Simon Tomlinson thinks 2-1. A lot of Wolves draws or Wolves losses there. More than I've ever seen before, especially this season. I think we all are starting to realise now these away games aren't in our favour, and we tend to struggle against those guys battling down there. But Southampton play attractive football. Is that going to come out and suit us? Who knows? It'll be very interesting to see if they start with that five at the back, if we're going to clash. Match them sort of fire with fire. It'll be interesting to see. But my score prediction, I backed it on a couple of other videos. I'm going to say 1-1. Jimenez to score for Wolves. It'd be funny if he gets that mask out again, wouldn't it? But, you know, I don't think we'll see that again this season for some reason. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think Wolves will go out to win this game? How do you think we'll bounce back? And do you agree with this little midsummer break thing they're going on over in Spain as well? We will be doing another Talking Wolves podcast on Sunday. Hopefully all that audio stuff is fixed for that as well. So on Monday, you should hear that in your... We'll have that on YouTube somewhere anyway. Sunday we should have a special video regarding season tickets as well from Wolves YouTubers across the net. But until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully Wolves do get the 3 points. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you all very, very soon.